This year, ladies and gentlemen, just to give a little bit of data and to put things in perspective, and I know we've been talking about operations and the problems that the sector is facing. What's happening at the investment side? Where's the money coming in? Is it really coming in? What's happening? So just to put things in perspective, this year, so far, we as JLL in the hotels business have traded about 1,000 crores of money, which means people have bought hotels, have invested right from a hole in the ground to an operating hotel. Last 2 years, there was a pause, we all know. When was the last time 1,000 crores were traded, really? Not after, Brookfield bought Leela. And after that, there was a pause, right? So what does it tell you? It tells you that the sentiment is coming back. People are willing to invest. They're not too many, but at least the serious ones have started giving a thought again. Two of such owners, large companies, representatives are here, Gyana and Rajneesh. Gyana represents SAMHI Hotels, 27 hotels, Gyana, own 27 hotels across various cities. And then you have Chalet. How many hotels? 8 hotels, big boxes. And both these companies are again on this buying spree. I have a great blend here. So I've got owners on one side and I've got operators on the other side. So I have Dhruva, Rathore, head of development at Hyatt. And I have Nishant, head of development at IHG. And I have Mr. Mohapatra, who's come out with your suit actually tells it's about the ocean and the green and the resort. You've got atmosphere here as well. So it's a great blend to talk about how the industry is going forward in terms of investments, and are we looking at developing more hotels, investing in more hotels. So may I just start with the owners first. Rajneesh, congratulations on the big transaction that you did at the Delhi International Airport on Terminal 3, big box hotel. Coming up, we're proud that we were associated with you on that trade. Last 2 years for you, you would have, like many others, would have changed your shoes while running because you had big box hotels in all major cities. And then the ship hit the iceberg. Did you ever miss leisure in your portfolio because that was the only other segment which was going on? Did you ever fear that all your investment that you had made there is sort of at risk? So what was going on in your mind in the last 2 years? And how do you think your thinking has changed, if at all, moving forward, and given the recent trade that you've done?
See, Jaideep, we got listed in 2019, as you're aware, and the capital was used towards growth assets. And we were in the middle of a massive growth cycle as Chalet. We were investing in a lot of hotels at that time, and when the pandemic hit. So the first step was to obviously put the brakes on the capex, reevaluate all the projects, and right time them as per the market conditions as and when they changed. Second was obviously to look at cash flows, get into that survival mode instead of that aggression mode of growth. We got into that survival mode, hibernated, lowered down almost every cost possible, aided the government in its efforts. Most of our hotels were taken for COVID, people who were fighting COVID from the government. And we have large big box hotels in Bombay, Hyderabad, Bangalore, as you're aware. All of them are business hotels. And leisure was always on our strategy map. But unfortunately, that strategy, while it was under execution, COVID hit. So everything was paused. Very soon, we are on that path right now. We've just announced a hotel in Delhi. It's again not a leisure hotel, but hopefully we should have some in the pipeline soon.
Yeah, great. No, that has actually changed the sentiment because, for Chalet, a listed company, never been in this part of the world in Delhi, first big investment, leasehold asset, lot of different things that you'd not done in the past. So that actually prompted me to ask this question, because it seems that you've also changed your shoes while running in the last 2 years. And you know, in your own strategy, you continue to invest in big boxes.
So it would seem, but that's not actually true. Our strategy was always to stick to the big box format in tier A cities. Leisure was on our map. Again, in the prime destinations of India, primarily Goa, Udaipur, Jaipur, some parts of Uttarakhand, maybe. So only the hot leisure destinations and not really tier 2. And in those cities, obviously, you can't put up like a 500-room hotel. So size appropriate to that location, but again, stick to the premium destinations.
Great. Gyana, over to you. So last 2 years, we all know, been very challenging for you, and you're a classic hospitality driven or private equity driven hospitality fund. India's never seen that. There have always been either, you know, legendary owning companies who've grown over the years and built those assets, built those markets, and here come SAMHI hotels, you know, very dynamic, whatever you built in last 10 years, and then oops, suddenly a break. What did you sort of, or what was going on in your mind at that time, and what, let's say, what are the top 3 things that you would have done?
Jaideep, I think pretty much what Rajneesh said is that it's a fundamental of any financial crisis is that you do put a break on the growth, you go into a cash preservation mode. And the last thing is that you have to maintain your solvency. I think these are the 3 fundamentals of any financial crisis, which driven by a more capital driven business. I think it's not what we tried to do during COVID, which is fundamental. I think everybody did, all the industry did, including Chalet or Elementary or ownership or Taj or anything who owns. I think as an industry, we've done a fantastic job. As an industry, we've done a fantastic job. We have not seen major crises in our Indian hospitality industry. With some hotels are there, but it's not a major crisis. I think it's a hats off to, as an industry together, we did the same thing. It's not what we did during COVID. I think what we should have done before COVID. I think this is what we have been as a company led by a professional management team, set up by a professional Ashish and all the team. I think me, myself, including a professional. We've always been telling is that we have fundamental issue of how Indian hospitality operations is structured. We have issues, we still have issues. I think we're still not acknowledging it. As an investor, as a number, I'm not a hotelier. I'm pure from a investment background side of it. I think we have fundamental issues. Right? We don't want to discuss about it. We need to fix that. As an entire both operator and an owner, we need to fix it. There is a challenge, and I think we would have been far more better prepared if we have done before COVID. Yes, the COVID has kind of made the resistance less during COVID from the industry, including owners and operator, all of us together, including the system. The system has become more agile because of COVID. I think it's only and only good thing out of COVID. The rest is all fundamental, Jaideep. I don't think so. It's ABC of financial crisis that we did.
That prompts me, Gyana, to ask this question. In your mind, and Rajneesh, please, you can also join in. You know, what, as investors, what do you think brands can do differently to get investors more excited? Is there something more that you ask for, or do you think they can do differently and we can then come to them as well?
Can I be very candid and brutal? Because I have worked for brands as well as for ownerships, a combination of both, and now I'm working for an ownership company. I think brands have evolved a lot over the past 15, 20 years with the, the foreign brands coming in and the Indian ones established players. But all of them still, I believe, and I hope I'm not talking too big out of my boots, but still have a slightly myopic view of the business. It's limited to operations management of a hotel. It's still not complete ownership of the asset and generating that ROI. So when, as an investor, like Chalet also has commercial portfolio, which you're aware of. We also had a retail portfolio, which we pivoted to commercial during the COVID. So that was one of the changes which we made to our strategy in between. We got out of retail completely and converted those assets into commercial. So still around 15-20% of our revenues come from the commercial portfolio. And the target in the future is we have a strategy in place whereby hotel and commercial portfolio is distributed. Now, coming back to the point of what brands can do is to, I think to get more involved in the business from the owner's perspective, if I have cash today, why shouldn't I open a hospital? Why should I open a hotel? You have to give me more reasons than the usual ones which are there already from many years that I want to be of course, hotel brings a lot of fame, name to the person who owns it, but he's looking beyond that. I think owners have also graduated over the past 20 years with generations changing hands of the asset. I think they're asking more, and brands need to be in sync with the investment logic ownership has in mind, rather than purely being focused on the operational aspects of running a hotel.
I'll answer that. Rajneesh, I'd slightly be divergent with the question. I think brands are doing a great job. Brands are doing a great job. I'm not doubting it. There are always, I said that there are fundamental issues which need to fix onto it. Rajneesh has fortunate, he's lucky that he has options to build. We as an organization don't have options. We are hotel. We don't have any options. Okay? We will only do hotel. We don't look at commercial. We don't look at retail. We don't look at residential. Our only job is to do hotels. I think the brand's job is to operate, not to own. Our job. That's fine. That's fundamentally, that's why when Ashish, when created the company, was very fundamental is that we don't want to create a brand. We were a pure focused ownership company. Managing finance, managing growth, managing capital is the owner's job, not the operator's job. I think that's the reason there is an asset management team in our organization which has to put a check onto it. The only job of the brand is to operate. I think the brands that we have partnered into are doing a fantastic job. I'm not having a question on that. Can I create revenue? No. As an owner, I don't have capability of creating revenue. We did 200 pages analysis, or should we do self-management and everything? We realized that there are more risk of doing that than doing self-management onto it. So we said that no, the brands are the best guys to do it. It's like it's sector expert, right? So they are the sector expert. The challenge is that yes, we as an owner, we need to deal with the operators from an operation perspective. I think the operation model need to be evolved from the brand. More India as is growing from an industry as a commercial, more towards the capitalist world of the developed world. I think we need to move on to it. It's fundamental. We have to move on to it. I think there's a bit of a resistance. We still stuck to the old world luxury hotel, Indian, Asian style. I think there is a resistance to it. It's slowly improving with more mid-scale hotel coming onto it. But it is a gradual progression. I don't have any, we don't see that there's an issue with brands. Brands are the people that get us revenue. Okay, so we don't have issue with that. I need fundamental, I need the brand. So yes, ownership is our job. I think owners need to change. I think there was issue in the ownership world is that we have put wrong capital. We have put wrong brands. We have overcapitalized, undercapitalized, wrongly capitalized, wrongly located assets. It's not the brand's issue. It's the owner's issue. That is
Change your motivation to do a hotel.
Sorry?
Change your motivation to do a hotel as an owner.
Exactly. I think that's the fundamental issue. It's not the brand's issue.
Yeah, because you guys have been very prudent in all your investments, much that we know and we've worked with you. It's been very prudent. So I believe if owners get more prudent, then naturally the results and the yields are better. Good place to get into the operators. You've given a segue into it. And let me just give you a little bit of data before I come to you, Dhruv. Year to date, September 2019, there were 36 hotels which were signed with approximately 4,800 keys, 2019, out of which 9 hotels were conversions with about 1,200 keys. Too much data? Shall I repeat? Okay. 36 hotels were signed January to September 2019 with 4,800 keys. Where are we in 2022? Forget the last 2 years. Now look at this. 2022, 49 hotels have been signed in this country with about 5,100 keys. So are we ready to take off? Is this the tipping point? Are we back? The data tells us yes. Dhruv, how's the Josh?
Josh is good. Josh was always good. Josh was always good through the pandemic as well. So
let's say, okay, if the Josh is good, how many have you signed, Dhruv, as Hyatt in 2022 as yet?
So this year we've signed 8 hotels till date, which is still lower than 2019, by the way, for us.
Okay, that's fine.
So I think we were pretty stable in 2019. We were also pretty stable in terms of our growth in during COVID, during the 2 years.
Yeah.
We signed 16 hotels over the 2 years of COVID. So,
Wow.
we haven't seen a real decline. I think there are different types of assets. We're seeing a change in the types of opportunities that we're witnessing.
So which is the most
2019.
active category in your mind? Is it mid-scale? Is it more upscale, luxury? What are you seeing?
So COVID sort of taught us a lot and taught the market a lot. And I think everyone saw that leisure was, making tons of money through COVID as well. And I think there's a, investors think COVID, leisure is recession proof, COVID proof. And therefore there's been lots of activity in the leisure segment. But I think one needs to be a little careful as well, because once you see herd mentality, then, the fallout is also higher. And we've seen that earlier in the past, 10 years ago, when this happened in the business locations. So I think it's important to really partner with the right owner, who has the right intent, who's looking to build a hotel because of the right reasons, and obviously the product brand fit. But we're seeing a lot of activity in the leisure segment.
Nishant, for you, how's the Josh at IHG?
Josh is always high,
Always.
always high. It can never come below than the higher.
Okay, and how many have you contributed in the numbers that I've given?
Right now we are at 5 hotels with 640 odd rooms signed. Of course, lower than the 2019 numbers, but again, we have another 2 months to go. So maybe your data will say something differently by end of this year.
And oh, great. And where do you see most of the action? Is it tier 1 markets, tier 2 towns for you? I see a lot of action. A lot of people have made a lot of money in tier 2 towns in the last 2 years. The rich have become richer. Stock markets, trade, different things. Are they investing? Are they coming to you and say, hey, listen, now I made plenty of money, give me a holiday in?
That's very obvious right now. Very, very obvious. And the way we are looking is tier 1 market, not much of the opportunities, and whatever the opportunities we are getting in is highly competitive. Dhruva can second that. But the tier 2, tier 3 opportunities which we are getting in, people are coming from various walks of businesses. Those are traditional traders, selling retail businesses, and their third generations are trying to jump into the hotel business. So when we are going and meeting those owners in tier 3 market or tier 2 market, you have got 3 generations to deal with, the grandfather, father, and the son. So it's very interesting form of business cycle which we are going through. Very interesting cycle of owner relationship and operator relationship discussions. So interesting phase.
Great. Let's move to the leisure segment. Mr. Mohapatra, you've brought some nice sand and some blue waters to India with the atmosphere. You brought some good sand and blue waters of atmosphere to India.
Yes.
Resorts have been kicking. Leisure is a chart buster, across the segments, right, for the last 2 years. What's the traction that you're getting in India, given a Maldivian brand? What are you seeing as a trend, and what is the traction that you're getting as atmosphere? And if you'd like to just tell us more about atmosphere, I don't know how many of us are aware of the DNA of the brand.
So basically, it is a Singapore company, and we have already successfully established the footprint at Maldives with the 8 resorts. Also, 2 resorts are on the process.
And I stayed in one of them. I was stuck in the channel in Maldives. It was a very rough sea that day. And we were sort of moving across, and we had to cross a channel. So we were told that, listen, don't go. You need to stay a night in the hotel, and the closest was Atmosphere. So
Yeah, almost.
I was privileged to stay in an Atmosphere and save myself from a choppy ride. So it was a fantastic hotel, no doubt about it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So after establish the footprint at Maldives successfully, I think almost our 3 hotels has been recognized best 10 hotels in Maldives, and also in our marketing global systems, we have also already many countries we have already got the recognition. Then we thought, why not the Asia Pacific? So if you are getting into Asia Pacific, you cannot avoid India. India is the biggest market for this. And now, we are targeting basically destinations, tourism destinations. Of course, we are also getting into metros, but the different concept in the lifestyle and lifestyle resort, you can say, call that in the metros. And if India is definitely for the next decade, as for me, the 4 segment of tourism is going to be laid. That is, one is MICE, wedding, leisure, and definitely your what you call niche tourism, that is lifestyle. So if these are the things we are targeting specifically, and we are getting into India, and definitely I'm 100% sure we'll be successful in India.
And have you signed any projects yet?
Still it is unfold. We have signed, of course, it is unfold, and definitely will little bit time, and we'll definitely unveil it.
And what's your preferred way of doing projects? What's the preferred way? Is it through management contracts, or would you be giving some guarantees, some leases?
Thanks that, like, we have already almost whatever signed as in date, all our management contract, and we have got the good owners and the supportive owners. Now maximums are in the brownfield projects or the greenfield projects. So we are in a process. I think 2 months or 3 months will definitely unveil it.
Dhruva, in the last, thank you, Mr. Mohapatra, on that. Dhruva, in the last couple of years, we've seen a lot of owners who've come to us and said, listen, we've been running our hotels for some time. And now we've come to a point where we feel that the time has come, we should give it to a brand. And I see a lot of conversation happening on the softer side, which is, can you adapt them? Can you rebrand them? And the other thing that all the owners were suffering with that, hey, listen, there's no cash flow, so don't ask us to put more money, but can you somehow help us? Because I think in the last couple of years, I don't know how many owners are here, but a lot of owners have realized that sales and marketing is a hell lot of a job. And you guys really are very strong at it. So why don't we sort of get onto that journey and just have it professionally managed? So have you gotten into such projects? And this question is to both of you. You can pick, and maybe the other can follow. And are you doing any softer brands to kind of put your arms around such owners and help them?
Yes, absolutely. We've seen, as you said, we've seen a lot of interest in the last couple of years towards with independent hotels, reaching out and inquiring whether we can do something together. We do have soft brands, and we are obviously deploying them. I think the most important thing from our perspective is the reasons why, what is really motivating the owners to do this. And the other thing is there really a brand and vision fit? But we certainly think that there is a lot of opportunity in this space. And this year itself is testimony to that, where we've signed 2 very exciting hotels. I think personally, I'm pretty excited about both of them. One is the Ronil in Goa, which is known. It's a very well-known hotel, and a lot of people look at it and have fond memories of it on Baga Beach. And they're renovating the whole hotel, and we're going to open our first JDV by Hyatt, which the hotel is still the hero. It's still called Ronil, or a derivative of that. So that will open next year. I think that's going to set us up brilliantly for that brand, and which is lifestyle oriented, lots of fun in the upper upscale space, full service. The other very, very interesting one from my perspective is the Nuru Sabha Palace in Bhopal, which is an iconic, has a lot of heritage, was built in the 1920s. And there again, there's a complete renovation, and that will launch for us the Unbound Collection by Hyatt, which are hotels which have a story to tell, social currency. Again, the palace is still going to be the hero, but it will be linked to our Unbound collection. which are hotels like that sitting in the upper upscale and luxury space. And there again, I think they will benefit a lot with our management capability, food and beverage expertise, and I think most importantly, distribution and changing their market mix and the segment mix and really adding value to the bottom line. So there's more coming up and there are more and more opportunities like this that we're witnessing. Very exciting space, I think.
Yeah, it is absolutely a lot of opportunity in this space. For you, Nishant?
So I think, you know, when I look into such kind of a conversion opportunities, for me, there are three basic pillars. And three basic pillars are related to the brand, and not only the brand, but also the product. So when I look in as one pillar of fire and life safety and standards, this is something I can't compromise, whether it's a soft-end brand where I'm just checking, making changes in the look and feel of the hotel or of that product, that has to be there. And second pillar is the IT. If those two things are pretty much done in the property, then playing around with the color palettes and the brand standards and the hotel look and feel is not that tougher than playing with these first two pillars of it, because these are non-compromisable, because I can't compromise with that guest security and safety. And second is my technology, because that's how my systems are talking to each other kind of. But having said that, you know, we are also bringing in our Voco brand into the country, which is more conversion friendly, which is more pretty much at the premium level. We have also bought a software brand in form of luxury, which is Vignette Collection. We are looking for new opportunities in India. We are exploring it. So yeah, that's where we are.
Great. Another segment, Rajneesh, I'm coming to you. I know what you've been doing and been fairly successful. And moving forward, you've also told that you will kind of balance that portfolio between leisure and keep doing big boxes. Do you look at alternative segments as well, which are sort of complementary hospitality, given that your mixed use experience and you're a large group on real estate side, and you've also been pioneers in many other things when it comes to real estate development. Would you look at branded residences?
Jaideep, we've had a couple of opportunities in that space. We've evaluated them, but somehow they didn't fit the investment matrix that we have. And currently, we are not pursuing any branded residences as of now.
Sure. Gyana, for you, any change in strategy? Would you, I know we were just chatting about, would you do luxury? You haven't done it?
No,
No.
I don't think that leisure, luxury or budget or anything, they don't make it, they pick money. We as an organization, we don't understand it. And I think our balance sheet and our history doesn't allow us to understand that side of the business. We'll for now, I would say that for now, we'll be focused in that mid-market, upscale segment, business hotels, tier one. It's a more of an institutional play. So we'll focus on that. I don't think so we'll change.
But would you add more leisure to your portfolio? I know. रुकावट के लिए खेद है?
Sorry.
Not us? Okay. Sorry, gentlemen, ladies, sorry. On leisure, I know you have one in Goa.
Because we bought a portfolio which came along. If you ask us that would you go and develop a leisure hotel in Goa, the answer is no, we don't. When we bought a portfolio, it came along with that. So that's an incidental, not a strategic acquisition. It's an incidental acquisition.
Sure. Sustainability is a big agenda item. And when we speak, you know, as JLL, we are focusing big time into sustainability. A lot of questions to us that hotels as an asset class is also not amongst the most sustainable asset classes. So how are you going to make changes? Little maybe, and I know K. Raheja Corp is working strongly in that space on the office side, on the IT side. Any observations on the hotel side? Any things that you guys are doing?
On ESG, I think like every other company worth its salt, Chalet is also heavily inclined towards adopting ESG. In fact, we are the first. I mean, we started publishing the integrated report since last year, which has ESG. Although we are not mandated by SEBI yet, but we are doing that. I don't know how many of you know, Chalet was the first hotel company globally to sign up for the Climate Group's 3 key initiatives In fact, our CEO Sanjay went to the US and attended a conference there. And we are the only, we were the first company, hotel company. We still are a hotel company, by the way, even with the commercial portfolio, we are Chalet Hotels Limited, and hotel is our prime business. It will remain so.
Yeah.
So we are extremely conscious of what ESG can do to a business. And since our group has multiple businesses, primarily focused around real estate and retail, so we've got a lot of insights, consumer insights. So ESG is not something which you do as a fad. I mean, it is there to stay, and it is linked to your business, and your customer would want it. I mean, all the things that go with it. You would want to do it because it saves costs. So it's not an option anymore. It's just pure business sense to adopt it, apart from your love for the planet, etc., etc., etc. You know.
We're just getting into our terminal station. 3 minutes to go. As I see the clock. Let's do it a bit of a rapid fire. The last round, guys, let's be quick. Let's get a bit of entertainment going. Dhruva, I'm starting with you. Be very quick. Don't think too much. Yeah? Okay. Not too many questions. And your time starts now. Quantum of fee or quality of owner? What do you prefer?
Quality of owner.
Goa, Jaipur, Udaipur, Banaras, Kashmir. And I'm not putting Katrina, Karina, etc., etc. I'm giving you your subject, which is Goa, Jaipur, Udaipur, Banaras, Kashmir. Rate in order of your preferred leisure market for growth.
For me, from Hyatt's perspective, one is Kashmir, two is Banaras because we don't have anything signed there. And the other three were Goa, Udaipur, and
Jaipur.
then I would say Goa, Udaipur, and Jaipur. Jaipur, we have a lot, so we can give that a break for now.
Okay. Hyatt Regency, Grand Hyatt, Park Hyatt, Hyatt Place, Alila. I don't know too many brands after that. Sorry, I know you have plenty, but at least as far as we know, Hyatt Regency, Grand Hyatt, Park Hyatt, Hyatt Place, Alila. Which one would you like to sign tonight?
Park Hyatt.
Okay. To you, Nishant.
Is there an opportunity?
We'll speak on Friday. I know you're offering Alila, but we'll speak on Friday. Okay. Shall we move to you? Okay, first two questions, same. Quantum of fee, quality of owner.
Of course, quality of owner any day.
Any day?
Yes.
Okay. For you, Katrina, Karina, Deepika, Goa, Udaipur, Banaras, Kashmir, Jaipur.
So I think I have presence on most of the cities other than the Kashmir. So Kashmir lies on top of my priority. Then Goa, Banaras. Again, we don't have any operating asset. We have under construction. And then Udaipur and Jaipur.
Holiday Inn, Holiday Inn Express, Crown Plaza, Interconti, Six Senses.
I will add Kimpton, Regent, and Hotel Indigo and Voco and sign all of them.
And sign all of them tonight?
Yes, please.
Wonderful. Well, that's the Josh. Okay. Mr. Mohapatra, for you. If you were to pick one over another, what would you pick? Product, or the owner?
I need both the things, both at the
One.
moment. At the moment, I require both, but definitely good owner is always good.
Okay.
We can make the good product.
And for you, which is the most preferred destination? Goa, Jaipur, Udaipur, Banaras, Kashmir.
I'll prefer Goa, then Jaipur, Udaipur, Kashmir, Banaras.
Okay. Next 5 years, how many atmosphere resorts will a traveler have?
Target is 25.
5 years,
Next
25.
25.
Let's start working. We don't need to work with anyone else.
Including?
JLL doesn't need to work with anyone else. My business plan is sorted for the next 5 years. And 10 years?
10 years, you have not planned exactly. First 5 years is there.
5 years is
And
vision.
definitely after 5, we'll definitely, more closer to will be there to 10 years will decide.
What do I do? I think we should catch up again. Rajneesh, what do you like more, Delhi or Bombay? Mumbai.
I love both actually. Delhi is my Dharma Bhumi and Bombay is Karma
That's
Bhumi,
why
so
I'm
I love
asking
both.
this question. Yesterday I was having a
And we
drink
just
with,
signed a hotel in Delhi, so Both are equal.
That's why we did it. I know every Monday morning you
Yeah.
go, Friday night you come back.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And then, by the way, you also have 165 flights that you've taken this year?
36,
136. Sorry. Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
work for
talking.
Vistara and Hyatt. So
Yeah.
I live there and I fly Vistara, so I pay them
Okay.
my salary.
So
also.
if Rajneesh is taking so many planes, ladies and gentlemen, good news, more hotels coming our way, more investment coming our way. Keep flying, my dear friend. You contribute to the industry. 400 room, another 5-star hotel in Delhi, or 200 room, 4-star hotel in Goa?
Goa, but 5-star.
Goa, but 5-star?
Yeah.
You know why I asked this question?
I know.
Because we are doing both.
We'll take it offline.
So I was wondering which is the one that you will
Yeah.
sign pehle.
No. Goa is more priority right now. Yeah.
Okay, Goa, but a 5-star. Okay. Cut to 2027, Rajneesh. How many hotels and rooms will Chalet have in India?
Need a calculator for that. No, just kidding. More than what we have today.
Sure.
Can't talk about future because we are a listed entity.
So we keep working.
It'll be more than what we have today. So that's for
Okay,
sure.
so I have to work harder.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gyana. Investment banking now, I don't know how many. Equity or debt?
Good time equity, bad time debt. Clean.
Okay. Sell more or buy more?
Buy more any day.
Lovely. Keep us, on your
Any
speed
day,
dial,
any day,
on your
any day.
speed dial. Yeah, I'm there.
Any day.
Yeah, okay. For you, oh, by the way, okay, another combo blockbuster. Do you want another combo blockbuster in Bangalore or Hyderabad? Which one would you sign tonight?
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad.
Any.
We discovered that too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What a market, ladies and gentlemen, what growth in that market. And the office stock there is absolutely mind-boggling. The absorption trend is fantastic. So if you're not doing enough in Hyderabad, look at Hyderabad. Cut to 2027. Where do you see SAMHI? A listed company? Number of hotels?
Well, as Rajneesh said, will be more than what we are today for sure. Listed company, time will tell. We had filed for DRHP. Everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
COVID kind of hit us badly, but yeah, we'll see.
No, but you're that way is from a corporate governance perspective, from a programming perspective, you're very much there.
Mr. Dang, I am,
It's time's up.
Yes, sir.
And so is rapid fire.
lovely.
Yeah. Thank you very much, ladies and
Everybody
gentlemen.
wants for them and the timing that you just matched.